The business has only two functions: marketing and innovation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear students. I warmly welcome all of you to the CIM Open Day webinar, which organized by SLIM, the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. First and foremost, I would happy to share about SLIM, Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, and the CIM program, the Chartered Institute of Marketing. The Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing is an apex body for Sri Lankan marketers since back in 1970s, and it was incorporated by an Act of Parliament in 1980s. The Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing is recognizing as a national body for marketing in Sri Lanka, and of course, authority to edify the marketing profession in Sri Lanka. SLIM, the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, conducted major events, programs, award ceremonies on a national scale. So let's move on to the CIM program, the Chartered Institute of Marketing. The Chartered Institute of Marketing is the world's most recognized and largest prestigious marketing qualification, and which brings forth an international recognition for marketers. As a national body for marketing in Sri Lanka, SLIM opening the avenue for Sri Lankan students, those who are wish to obtain a professional foreign qualification, UK postgraduate diploma. So that's why the reason, of course, SLIM is become a accredited study center for CIM. So let's move on to our welcome speaker of Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. He's an honorary assistant secretary for Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. And this gentleman who's working for the Toyota Lanka Private Limited as a deputy general manager, customer experience and transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, we run off a warm welcome to Mr. Ravi Opatha to give a brief introduction about the program today. Mr. Ravi Opatha, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dasun. Thanks a lot for the lovely introduction and introduction about this SLIM. Right. So since I'm representing the council, and I would rather happy to invite all of you all to join. I think most of you guys have joined on the other end. With that, I would like to welcome all of you all on behalf of the council and the management committee, as well as the CIM, and then again SLIM management staff, and all of them who are connected here right now. You must be knowing this year the president is Sanjika Perera, and then we have a couple of people, known parties within the education industry, and then we have a professor, also a very well known Professor Devasiri, also well connected into a couple of universities. He's also supporting us immensely in terms of developing the education sector. So that's how the system has started almost for about 4 months ago, and this is the new council. We're going to go ahead with the next almost like close to 6 to 7 months. So I would rather happy to welcome all of you all for this open day, CIM Open Day. With that, I would like to say who we are and what we do. I think Dasun simply explained about CIM or SLIM rather. So SLIM is, you must be knowing, it's a body of marketers, and we have plenty of marketers in Sri Lanka. So this is one of the key entity which represents almost the Sri Lankan entire fraternity of marketing. So especially the SLIM is a kind of entity which has been founded in back in 1970s, and almost this was endorsed or rather incorporated back in 1980s in a parliamentary act as one of the non-profit organization, as well as to go ahead with the kind of marketing fraternities on the professions in Sri Lanka for the marketers. And we, in fact, carry out certain events. Rather, if I brief you on that, especially starting with education side of it, this is where we have certificate courses, diploma courses, postgraduate courses, and we have the MBAs coming up. Then we are just around the corner to introduce doctorate, or probably DBA from England. So that's also lined up. And then if I really move into the membership side of it, I think I'm also a CIM member, and we have lots of networking nights and networking events. These where the membership and membership related areas are going to play a major role. So basically, if you're a SLIM member or a CIM member, there are so many corporates are willing to welcome you and accept you. So that itself is also, we are connecting from the in-house and externally for you to get more benefits. And this is where we simply look at membership benefits and plenty of events for you all to get in touch with people. And we give you a status of practitioner marketer status also from SLIM. And then again, the history of of marketing and how it involved, and what we can do for the future is also we basically connecting through the membership. And we do quite a number of events per year. So if I'm to brief you one or two, you must have heard about FEs, right? FEs. And then again, there is something called brand excellence. We do have People's Award. We do have National Sales Awards, rather conference. So this is what we call it NASCO. We simply get almost all the Sri Lankans to young marketers to participate for this event and show their talents, and basically to challenge what do they do and how they can overcome their upcoming challenges. So this is also very good unique opportunities for you all also to prove who you are. So when time comes, definitely we will invite you all to participate in, and maybe we will reach out to your companies also to get the applications to show your talents to the entire world. And there's another event that we simply talk about it proudly, and we do quite a number of training activities island-wide, depending on the inquiries that we get from various entities. Like we get almost closer to 100 odd public quoted companies, and we get almost 300-400 non-listed companies. So where we look at the opportunities of how we can elevate your talents or your requirements in terms of the training and development. So this is where we get topmost experienced people within the country, and maybe like Sanjeev, then again, Nabil Perera, who was here in the country now, is of course not in the country. And likewise, there are so many marketing practitioners. We always get them and get their knowledge to share with you all. And on top of that, I think you may have heard about Ron Kaufman, who was the service guru, and again, Philip Kotler, who was again the marketing guru. So they were also invited, and they were basically got down to the country. We did quite a number of activities. When time to come, probably we might get few other gurus also to come and to the country and share their thoughts with us. So those are some of the big events that we have been doing. So the latest adding into the SLIM, I would say, is something to do with the research. So almost all these institutions, especially the universities, are the places where they conducted the related activities in terms of research is concerned. But this is the first time ever we also stepped into that, and we have as I told you about Professor Devasiri. So he's supporting all of us to get connected with the research development of it. So this is where we invite our students or even the practitioners to submit their articles for us to go ahead with certain activities. And we do organize a few other activities, and probably we're coming out of the massive activity, or rather the gigantic event end of this year. With that, I think you also will get a chance to either submit any of your, or maybe your colleagues who were simply passed out from universities, or maybe were done their masters, or maybe reading for doctorates. They can submit their articles to go ahead and prove what they do and how they can improve it. And likewise, there are so many things that we can talk about it. So that's also an area, and we actually linking up with Emerald Publications. So that's another area. So Emerald is quite popular in India and probably in Middle Eastern countries as well as worldwide. But for the country, for us, of course, it's just a activity. But now we are linked up with them. That will be another added advantage when time to come. You also can improve quite a lot.
Interactive.
And then the last thing from SLIM side of it,
back, is it?
we
or
do.
Can they respond in chat?
Sustainability development. This is where we do quite a number of activities with the youngsters or maybe the young entrepreneurs. Especially we go village to village, and we even go town to town to talk to our entrepreneurs. How do they simply set out a business? What do they can do in terms of taking the business to the international, and even if they really wanted to establish their business in Sri Lanka, so what exactly they are looking at it, and how do they can, getting into the production side of it, and how do they can simply looking into the financial aspects and all those things. And the biggest challenge that we had was how we can simply support the villagers who really wanted to bring their products to areas where they can sell. So that's another key initiatives done by SLIM, and also moving forward with all those areas. And this is where we're talking about Liyaka Mahima. Then again, we had something called Gamata Marketing and Entrepreneurship Society and things like that. So we get some of the industry specialists or maybe the leaders to come and talk about certain subjects, how they can uplift their day-to-day operations, and how they can get to the entire world, or maybe how they can go and win the world, certain areas that we have simply done up. So since I'm also a CIM member, I did it quite a long time ago, and Sanjika was one of the, I think, past president of CIM, I remember. So I'm quite proud to talk to you all for the first time ever from SLIM side of it. And this is where I think you can get more, you can get connected with the entire world, I would say. The number one in my case is it's a definitely a global education qualification, no doubt about it, because whenever you submit any of your applications or anything like that, when you say that you are a CIM member, even with SLIM member or maybe SLIM qualified, so there is a well acceptance from either from the private sector or the public sector, or even any other institution in and around the world. So that's one of the key area. And then it would be one of the best qualifications for you to have it, no doubt about it, right? Way back in 2000s, I remember when you look at a kind of a advertisement on maybe Sunday Times or Sunday Observer, so most of the advertisements carries out of like it's simply asking if you are a CIM member, yes, you're being picked up, no doubt about it. Even if there had been for about 300, 400 CVs or applications, and if you have completed your CIM and you had been, one of the key participant or maybe the shortlisted person to, invite for an interview. So that's one of the key areas that I have simply experienced in my life. And then definitely, no doubt about it, this will help for you to grab certain opportunities, maybe for you to get promotions within the companies, or even to get in touch with the entire world, and even to upgrade your education qualification when time comes. So probably if you want to get to the master's level, definitely the CIM will count a lot, right? And other than that, connecting with the top end corporate people as well as the practitioners within the country, as I told you a while ago, networking is one of the key areas. So now, for example, even if I really want to get something done, I can simply go up to a certain institution and I can talk to them, and I will get to know who is doing pharmaceutical, who is doing logistics, who is into manufacturing, who's into any other related area. So that's where we have a better network, like accountants, chartered accountants, or chartered marketers, or maybe chartered engineers and things like that. So, and the last, I think you can even upgrade yourself as a chartered marketer, the practicing marketer kind of a status. So those are some of the things that I see as a practitioner, being in Sri Lanka for last so many years and working for a few of the companies, rather the blue chip and the global companies. So those are some of the good advantage for you to get it up. You will get it while completing your CIM qualification. So with that, I would like to conclude my brief speech. I think probably Damita will be joining, and Sajik is already there to share his thoughts about the CIM and CIM qualification. So thanks a lot, guys. Wish you all the best. And on behalf of SLIM and SLIM management and Almost Council, once again, I would warmly welcome all of you all to stay connected with the Open Day Forum, and wish you all the best. Have a great day. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate Mr. Ravi Opatha for that great introduction that you have given us, and of course to our students, those who are waiting on the list to grab this great world recognized opportunity as a marketers. So thank you, sir, again. So ladies and gentlemen, he's working as a country manager for the Sabre Corporation, former chairman of the board of Sri Lanka for the Chartered Institute of Marketing from 2014 to 2016. He holds his diploma in marketing management from the Chartered Institute of Marketing, and Masters of Business Administration, MBA, Business Administration and Management General. Ladies and gentlemen, we round off a warm welcome to our guest speaker today, Mr. Sanjika Perera. Mr. Sanjika Perera, over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Dasun, for that kind introduction. First of all, I'd like to thank the SLIM Council and the management from Sanat to Shamil and Dasun for inviting me for this forum. I see over 80 participants in this forum today. Before I proceed, may I kind of understand how many of you all are school leavers and how many of you all are maybe working already and are looking at doing CIM? I believe the chat function is enabled. Is there anybody? I just want to get an idea of how many of you all are school leavers and how many of you all are actually working already in the marketing profession and now looking at CIM as a qualification to further your career. Can I take a minute off to see your response?
Sure, sir, you can, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so there are people who are working. Okay, very good. School leaver, okay. Oh, that marketing undergraduate. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Yes, I think we have a good mix of people today who are school leavers as well as who are people who are working in the marketing or sales fraternity who are looking at furthering their career in the field of marketing. I think the best way I could start off this forum, considering the audience that I have, is to maybe share a little bit of my personal experience in terms of how I got into marketing. It was about 30 years plus ago. After A-levels, I was at loose ends as to what I should be doing till I get my A-level results. And my late father, being in sales, he said, hey, look, there is this qualification called CIM. Why don't you go do it? So I mean, till the A-level results came, and possibly if I were to get selected to university, till such time I actually started studying CIM. And I have to tell you, I enjoyed it to such an extent that when I did get university entrance, I mean, at that point of time, there were very few avenues, either maths or bioscience. So I actually got even agriculture and then veterinary science to pursue my university career. I opted not to and pursue my CIM studies and CIM career and pursue in the field of marketing rather than opt to going into a profession of kind of a veterinarian, so to say, because I found the CIM or the field of marketing so interesting. As a school leaver, when I joined I started studying CIM, it was an institute called CBS. At that point of time, also SLIM was an institute that was there. And in hindsight, I wish I started with SLIM, because I'll explain to you why I'm saying this later on. Basically, for the school leavers, I will explain to you why marketing or what marketing is about. To me, I mean, there are so many definitions of what marketing is. To me, marketing is a professional study field which incorporates economics with behavioral science. So I would like to identify marketing as the heartbeat of economics or the economy or the people who drive the economy. So in my mind, it's the marketers or people who are with a marketing orientation. One need not have the CIM or a SLIM qualification to be a marketer. But people who have studied SLIM or CIM in a kind of a structured environment would be the enablers who would actually be able to drive the economy of economics or economy of the organization or even the country as a whole. So that's a personal belief, and I believe most of the senior marketers who are here, or some people who are working here, would be able to relate to it in slightly one form or another. So for the school leavers, if you're thinking of taking on marketing, it is a very, very interesting field of study. It's a field of study where you would learn to understand the pulse of the people. You would understand the basics of economics, and it'll be actually a situation where you would be combining the two and performing to basically to help your organizations do better, or if any of you were to become entrepreneur, to kind of excel in it and to kind of win markets both in Sri Lanka and overseas. So coming on to CIM. CIM opened many doors for me. To me, studying CIM, one of the biggest things that happened was I was able to interact with some of the best mentors that I consider a privilege to have associated with during my time. One is actually a living legend, Mr. Erdly Perera, who's actually we consider the father of CIM in Sri Lanka, but and also late Mr. Professor Udita Liyanage, who are both founder members of SLIM. So they not only were kind of members of people who studied CIM as a qualification, but they in latter part of their life they actually got involved in forming SLIM and making SLIM, which is the national body for marketing, such an institute that's kind of contributing actively towards the Sri Lankan economy. So, having said that, let me go on to kind of tell you a little bit of some more about like what I basically got from SLIM. So, from CIM qualification. As a result of getting the CIM qualification, I was able to excel within my organization, or the organization that I was working, quite rapidly. To the people who are working, who are professional and working right now, I'm telling you, if you were to pass a particular stage of CIM, that would give you that additional credentials and a foot in the door to the next step in your career. I can assure you, it'll kind of give you the foot in the door. When I say foot in the door, uh, in any commercial organization, once you start working for, it is your performance that will help you to rise up within the organization. Any qualification, CIM, SLIM, or any other, like even accountancy, would only help you to open the door. But if you have studied CIM, my experience is that you are able to open the door wider and make a better positive impact to the organization and excel within that organization to an extent that they will recognize you and they will reward you and help you to develop your career. For the simple reason, CIM, the qualification is CIM is the world's largest professional body for marketing. And the course, the CIM study subjects that are basically are structured in such a way, it starts at the beginning which is applicable to a school leaver who's able to start and learn the very, very basics and to kind of understand the basics. Thereafter, the second level, it actually more applies to the people who are working or who have worked for a few years, for them to kind of fine tune their skills. I mean, they would have, when one starts to work, you would definitely be able to what do you call understand how an organization ticks, the heartbeat of an organization. But if you have that core background of CIM, you would be able to perform better and know the pulse of the organization better and perform better within the organization. So, for me, I think that's where CIM it's not only a qualification that is very well recognized in Sri Lanka, but it is a qualification that is recognized globally, because CIM is a global institute. It has the Royal Charter. I mean, another benefit I have to say that I gained from being a member of CIM is for about 4 or 5 years, I had the privilege of working as the director for Sri Lanka tourism in the UK. The recognition the CIM qualification had in the UK is tremendous. And as a result, I mean, I was fortunate to attend the CIM 100-year celebrations at Windsor Castle, where late Prince Philip was actually the guest of honor. And it kind of opens up so many opportunities for those of you who want to get the qualification, the diploma, or the kind of NV. I mean, CIM qualification is graded at a global level. It's called NVQ stage. I think the CIM postgraduate qualification is at a NVQ level 7, which is equivalent to a degree or honors degree. So that type of a qualification is globally recognized and helps you to find not only local jobs, but also jobs in the global arena. And something which I have seen with the CIM qualification is that it has changed with the times. The subject matter that we learned, maybe I don't know how to say it, but it was almost 30 years ago. I graduated as a CIM diplomate in 1994. I was one of the youngest graduates to graduate at the time, just after A-levels. But I have to tell you, the course structure which I studied at that point of time and what you are studying now is very, very different. But the basis, or the kind of the structure of learning, the structure of the delivery of the content of marketing is kind of keeping it alive in the CIM qualification, that it is relevant then as it is today. And CIM has a way of keeping your qualification current all the time by awarding the status of a chartered marketer. Being a chartered marketer and being accredited a chartered marketer means that you're up to date. You have the charter, not a charter from any local body, charter from the royal this thing of UK, the charter from the UK charter by the Privy Council of UK to practice the profession of marketing globally. So that is definitely, I mean, I was actually fortunate as a CIM graduate to attend the 100-year celebration. And also I have to say that I was fortunate to be involved with the CIM CIM Sri Lanka region for a very long time, and also serve to the Sri Lankan community as its chair during the period 2014 to 2016, where we celebrated 25 years of CIM in Sri Lanka. So and also CIM gave me the opportunity to, I mean, like Ravi said earlier, get to know a lot of people who are key decision makers within very large organizations in the country, and make friends whom I made friends during the time of study or during the time of networking with the rest of the people during the tenure thereafter, who have kind of friends for life, so to say. I would like to take this opportunity to ask some of you all to maybe give your input or maybe ask questions. I'd like to make it interactive rather than it being a one-way thing where I kind of tell you about myself, so to say, but to ask from you in general, what you would like to know about CIM or the CIM qualification as marketing. Because I see, if you're in this forum today, I have to say, you have identified two key things. One is that you are interested in studying marketing, or at least you have an affinity to study marketing. You have identified that CIM is one of the most recognized qualifications for marketing, and you are willing to take it on. and you have selected an institute which is SLIM, which actually has stood the test of time. I mean, SLIM was an institute that was conducting CIM lectures 35 years ago when I was studying. And today the institute that I study is no longer there, but SLIM is there. And I think Ravi earlier explained to you the benefits of being associated with SLIM, because the amount of programs and the activities that they do is unparalleled in Sri Lanka. And in the field of marketing, I believe that being associated with an institute like SLIM to study a global qualification like CIM is the best combination that you as a school leaver or a person who is working and wants to excel in their career would want to start and do. So may I ask whether you all have any questions that you'd like to maybe clarify from, so that I would ask you to make it maybe about marketing in general, or maybe business, so to say, rather than specifics on CIM. I mean, the CIM team of SLIM is there to respond to any specific questions also, and they will help me. But may I ask you to put in chat any questions that you all may want to ask me?
Sanjika, Ravi here again.
Yeah, Ravi.
I think, Sanjika, if you don't mind, why don't you say the number of subjects? I think there are 12 subjects, right? Still?
Yeah, that's why,
And most,
Ravi, I think that component we will leave, because they have the different streams of study that they can do, which I think the SLIM office would be best at kind of explaining that, because now how the CIM is structured, it actually helps you to do very, very specialized areas, and there are different routes that are possible. So I would.
okay.
That's why instead of maybe
Okay.
going into the specifics of the qualification and the study of the sorry, it is necessary to pursue a degree after completing the activity. Okay, I think it's a very good question that Tasneem had asked. Is to repeat for the benefit of everyone, is it necessary to pursue a degree after completing CIM program, or can CIM be viewed as an additional qualification to that enhances your CV and chances in the industry? So, as I told you earlier, CIM is a professional qualification. Degree is an academic qualification. So whilst the content that is taught in both could be considered the same, the orientation in which it is taught in a professional qualification versus a degree is different. So this is my personal opinion. If you are a person with a degree from, let's say, another discipline, but you want to come into the commercial arena or the business arena, or to kind of come into the corporate sector, so to say, in such an instance, I believe CIM becomes additional jewel in your crown, definitely, because the orientation or the kind of outlook a person gets after studying CIM would be beneficial for them to fine tune or kind of be better in whatever the activity, in whatever the other kind of discipline that they have learned. Because as I told you earlier, I mean, this is my interpretation of it, but I believe it is right to a lot of extent. The marketing as a field is a combination of economics and behavioral science. So CIM professional means a practicing qualification, helps you to explain how to combine economics with behavioral science together and combine it, and for you, it helps you to perform within your organization. So it will definitely complement a degree that you already have. But at the same time, if you're a school leaver, you can start doing it as a profession itself from the very beginning, and apply what you learn to what you are doing and excel at it. Because I mean, one thing which you all will realize when you come up the corporate ladder is a qualification of any sort would help only to give a foot in the door or to make you seen. For you to go beyond, you have to perform within the organization. Perform is to basically help your organization grow and help your organization to achieve its objectives with or the KPIs during a year. Hope I answered that your question, Tasneem. Second, is CIM postgraduate diploma with in both having same value? CIM and postgraduate diploma in both having the same value. Selvam, I'm not too sure exactly what you mean by CIM and postgraduate diploma. I was referring to the CIM postgraduate diploma, but I think the nuances or the differences between maybe a CIM qualification and a SLIM qualification, maybe you could reach out separately to SLIM and they would be in a position to explain to you better than how I would be able to explain. So I would leave it to the SLIM team to maybe respond to that query. What is the best path to follow completion of CIM? Now now with the new CIM qualification, now that gives you the the flexibility to decide on the path that you want to do. It is that $1 million question that whether I can predict what the future is about. As I mentioned to you, what I studied or the subject matter that I studied 30 years ago is not at all, none of that subject matter content is there in what you are studying today. But the structure and the line of thinking and the orientation that one should be having in the when you are practicing the field of marketing is being taught by CIM very, very well. For that matter, so whether it is digital marketing or any other area of branding or any other area, that I would say would be your preference or what you feel is you're comfortable in, and then or you have a liking to, and thereafter pursue that. Because none of us would be able to say this is better than the other, because it is to cater to the different needs. Because marketing is such a vast area. There are so many different areas of marketing. I mean, sales, with sales, you have the CRM and now AI and machine learning, that's kind of there available. Again, with marketing and branding, there's so much more new media and kind of ways that you actually build your brand than what it was traditionally 30 years ago. So the different areas of marketing require equally a different so many people. So it depends on your liking, which area do you like, and I would suggest you to take it on and study that. What kind of job will we get? Okay, what kind of job will we get after completing CIM? It will be, I mean, it again is up to you which area of a job that you want to take on. I went through the sales route. As a salesperson, I'm proud to say that I have walked from shop to shop, either selling film rolls or calculators in PETA, to the extent that I would know the names of the people who own the shops in PETA or in the areas or the customers I had visited 30 years ago. And with some of them, I still have a good relationship, who are now my friends. So I took the sales route. Somebody else could take the branding and advertising that route. Another person could take the market research route. So there will be so many jobs that will be available. I would think you need to have that foot in the door, and that's where you will meet a lot of when you all actually, let's say the people who are within this forum were to come into the SLIM class, you would have people who are school leavers who are interacting with people who are working. They would identify and say, hey, look, we are looking for such and such a person. Would you like to join? That is how business in Sri Lanka or any other place works. So through referral, we call it referral marketing also. But so an introduction. So that's the beauty of studying at a place like SLIM. and studying at one forum where the school leavers meet with the people who are working already. So the job I would say is within the commercial side of organization for sure. What it would be, sometimes it would be luck, sometimes it would be what you have, like what you want to basically get into. But I went through the sales route, and I have to say I have been able to excel better being in the sales route, because at the end of the day, it all starts after selling an item and getting the money. Is it better to do a general MBA or MBA in marketing, and which institute offers the best MBA in Sri Lanka? Darshana, I will leave that. I have to admit that I would not be the best person to answer that question, because I haven't studied too many MBA programs, or at least I haven't done anything recently, because I did my MBA also in 2006. I am quite old in that sense. But what I would suggest is for you to scan and understand what is available in the market. And also, I guess it depends on how much of commercial or kind of how much money you would want to spend to get a MBA. So class days, I'm sure somebody from SLIM will contact you. Yes, I think getting into universities in the UK would definitely be easier if you do have the CIM qualification. Some universities actually give exemptions, so that if you have the CIM qualification, you are able to get exemptions for certain subjects or certain years within a university. And it works the other way also. If you already have a university qualification which is recognized by CIM, CIM would be giving you exemptions, and you don't have to start from the very beginning. You can start somewhere midway. You'll get exemptions from CIM for certain subjects, and you can study the rest thereafter. That again, I would suggest that you visit the CIM website, Tasneem, to understand what universities accept the CIM qualification and what type of exemptions they would grant. Because I do know that CIM qualification is recognized in Australia, because it is part of the Commonwealth. To what extent, which organization, which university, is something which I am not in a position to answer to you directly. I mean, if you are looking at employment overseas, especially in the Middle East, or especially in the Commonwealth countries as well as EU countries, CIM qualification definitely would be an added badge for you and added recognition, which would kind of help you be considered with the rest of the global maybe applicants, and for your qualification to be stood out. Yep. Any other questions or clarifications that you wanna? Yes, you can. Darshana, you can apply for a job in marketing with a certificate level CIM qualification, because the different jobs that are kind of posted would have the qualifications that they do require. My answer to that question would be yes. At what level, I would know that they would be recruiting, but yes, it would be. Dasun, is my video enabled or?
Yes, sir, you are enabled. So, the time, I think the people are having the access right now, we are over. So,
Okay,
so,
fine. So I'd like to, shall I conclude, or you want me to conclude now?
yes, sir, yes.
Okay. So I think it's a privilege to kind of come into this forum and share my thoughts about CIM and SLIM with you, because CIM is a qualification which I started as a school leaver, and I've been able to excel and perform. As a result of it, I have been able to get a lot because of CIM, and also I believe I have been able to contribute back to the organizations that I worked for, as well as the community as a whole, to CIM. So I'm kind of, in that way, I feel that I am privileged. So thank you very much, Dasun and the team at SLIM, for inviting me. And I'd like to reiterate to the participants and the audience here that the fact that you are already in this forum organized by SLIM, looking at studying CIM, you have at least taken 2 steps in the right direction. So I think the next is actually where you do get yourselves enrolled and interact with each other and study CIM and excel in your respective careers. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Appreciate Mr. Sanjika Perera for your thoughtful and valuable words that you have blended with the CIM Open Day webinar, and which gave us, as well as the audience, of course, to the students, good inspiration about the CIM, why they need to pursue their career as professional marketers, especially highlighting the SLIM Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. So, ladies and gentlemen, so now we have to move on to our lecturer speech. He's working as a general manager, group business support and planning for Haley's Adventist Limited, senior lecturer and examiner for Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. He holds his MBA, Masters of Business Administration from the University of Southern Queensland, postgraduate diploma in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, give a round of a warm welcome to Mr. Damitha Pathirana.
Thanks, Dasun. Thanks for the introduction. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. I would like to thank SLIM for this opportunity. So I have 15 minutes. I think I should be completing by 3, say 10 minutes past 3. So I have a little presentation, few slides that I've lined up. So I'm just sharing my presentation with you. You had 2 very insightful presentations before me. Ravi Opatha spoke about he himself being a lecturer. He was able to articulate. He was wearing a different cap today as a council member. So he was bringing in the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing's perspective. And then Sanjika, of course, being a CIM member and being in the CIM Sri Lanka region as an active person. So he brought in a more of an industry as well as a CIM perspective to the whole thing. So my job is to, as a lecturer, tell you why you should do CIM and why a professional qualification, what you will be learning and how you should be approaching this study. So that's why I brought in these 3 circles. Let's discuss about why, the purpose of this qualification, how you should approach it, and what you will be learning. So those are the 3 main areas that have been given to me to cover. The first thing is, I think some of these questions that you asked in your comments in the chat can also be answered while I take on the session. So the first thing is, why a professional qualification, and what's the difference between an academic qualification and a professional qualification? And that came up in the questions, and Sanjika gave you a very good answer. So something that you need to be clear of is there are 2 pillars, right? One is the academic pillar, and then you have the professional pillar. Academic pillar is where you have your degrees, then your MBAs and DBAs, PhDs, those fall under the academic pillar, right? So you do your A-levels and then get into a university, complete your degree, then do an MBA, then your PhD. That falls into that academic pillar. Then you have the professional pillar. Of course, if you take CIM as an example, you can see there are different levels, level 3, level 4, level 6, and level 7. So what you are interested in is level 4, level 6, and level 7, right? So once you complete CIM, a professional qualification, of course, you have the opportunity of maybe transferring into the academic pillar if you want, right? And at the same time, you can pursue further in this professional pillar. Once you complete CIM, there are different membership categories. So you can see those membership categories also here. The chartered marketer status was another thing that was discussed earlier by both Sanjik and Ravi. So those are your next steps in your professional pillar. But of course, you have the option of moving into the academic pillar as well, right? So I'll explain how that happens. So these different levels of CIM, level 4, level 6, and level 7, are mapped to the academic pillar as well, right? So if you take level 6 for an example, you can see I'll take this laser pointer to what I'm discussing. Level 6, equivalent level to an undergraduate degree, right? And then if you look at level 7, it's an equivalent level to a master's degree, right? So it's a more advanced level 7, the final stage that CIM postgraduate diploma falls under that level 7, and that is equivalent to a master's degree. Once you complete CIM, of course, if you want to do an MBA, even in Sri Lanka as well as globally, CIM is recognized as an entry qualification for an MBA, right? So you can do an MBA. And there was a question about whether to specialize in marketing or whether general MBA would do. So that's again based on your liking. I would always recommend, if you have a CIM marketing specialization, it's always good to do a general MBA, because then you get a more overall perspective about the organization, where it covers finance, HR, operations, and various other attributes such as law, and it's a more broader general MBA, which will not just cover marketing. But if you really want to specialize in marketing, you can do an MSc in marketing. So that's where you interchange from your professional pillar to an academic pillar, and that is quite possible. You can do it. And even Sri Lankan universities, such as University of Colombo, Javadanapura University, PIM, then you have Kelaniya University, all these local Sri Lankan universities consider CIM as an entry qualification for their MBA program. So you don't have anything to worry about, interchanging from a professional pillar to an academic pillar. That's quite possible. As I was explaining, in this professional pillar, you can excel, you can upgrade your membership. Right now, what you see here right at the bottom is ACIM, Associate Member of CIM. Then you can upgrade that membership to MCIM, a member of CIM UK. And then finally, you become a fellow member of CIM UK. That's the highest level of, the highest membership category that is available. And of course, there is honorary fellow members as well, who get our membership by invitation. But these three membership categories, ACIM, MCIM, and FCIM, are membership categories that are available to you to upgrade, right? But chartered marketer is not a membership category, it's a status. So by continuous professional development, that means after you complete your CIM qualifications, you can update your CPD hours. Say you attend a lecture, a webinar conducted by CIM, you get points for that, right? You read a magazine published by CIM, or else you read a magazine, an article on marketing. You develop a website for your company, and you get a letter from the MD stating that you developed this website and you did this campaign, and they are satisfied with the campaign. That letter can be submitted to CIM as proof, and there'll be CPD hours that you can gain out of those activities. So this is just to prove that you are a continuous, practicing marketer. That is what CPD means, continuous professional development. So every webinar that you attend, a marketing webinar, CIM conducts a lot of webinars. They conduct workshops. You can be a part of that. And even CIM Sri Lanka has CEOs forum to various other forums. You can attend those forums and then claim your CPD hours. For me, this is like a loyalty card program. Every time you go and shop, you produce a loyalty card and you accumulate points. And the organization would measure your loyalty based on the points that you have. So chartered marketer is also a recognition like that. If you are a continuous, you're a practicing marketer and you update your CPD hours, you'll be recognized as a chartered marketer. And there are very few chartered marketers globally. I'm sorry. I'll talk about those numbers later in my next slide. One more thing that you need to be clear of is between academic and professional pillars. The biggest difference that I see is the professional pillar is more up to date. It's more current. I think this is something that even the previous speakers spoke of, right? Say 10 years back, when you do a comparison between academic pillar and the professional pillar, we used to say academic pillar in universities, lectures are being delivered by academics. And in the professional pillar, it's been conducted by professionals like CEOs, chief marketing officers, and so on. But now it's not a good comparison to make, because even in universities, you see CEOs and CMOs coming and doing guest lectures. And even in the professional pillar, you see doctors and professors coming and doing lectures. So you can't actually differentiate based on that. But the most significant differentiation between a professional qualification and an academic qualification would be that the professional qualification gets updated. The content and the qualification gets updated based on the needs and wants of the profession. So if it's marketing, based on the needs and wants, based on the trends in marketing, the qualification gets updated, right? So when I started CIM, one of the biggest challenges that the marketing fraternity had was there were very less marketers represented in the board, because marketers were perceived as the creative, innovative thinkers, but they were not very good with numbers. Right? So what did CIM do? They realized this as a big issue because there were very less marketers in the board, right? There was no representation in the board. So they changed the syllabus. They brought in subjects like marketing metrics, right? So then various analytics were brought into the syllabus so that marketers were given that opportunity to upskill in numbers as well as analytics. Then recently a change that we saw in CIM in the syllabus was digital coming into the syllabus, right? Even if you look at the syllabus, Raini will do a little presentation on the different subjects that you have to cover. There are digital modules, right? So if you are interested in digital marketing and you see opportunities in digital marketing, of course, you can specialize your qualification in those digital modules. You can pick those digital modules. And right now, a change that CIM is doing, and you will get to see that change in the next few months and years, is bringing in sustainability and purpose into their syllabus, right? So as you know, sustainability, purpose-driven marketing, these are hot topics, and these are trends and important fads, the important trends that we can't forego. So CIM has taken a conscious decision after various industry research that they have conducted, that they're bringing in sustainability as a module to the syllabus. So they do these changes every 5 years to make the qualification current and updated, right? So that's the main difference that I see between an academic qualification and a professional qualification. So Here you can see how this approach is being done every 5 years. So this professional marketing competency review is being conducted every 5 years, where they map the core technical and the behavioral skills that students should have. And based on those skills, they develop the curriculum and they update the curriculum. So this is the kind of effort that CIM puts in to make the professional qualification more current and for it to be time tested, right? So this is just for your information, how they conduct these competency reviews. So a little bit about why CIM. Of course, it's the world's leading professional marketing body. I think Sanjika touched on this. Chartered marketer status can be awarded only by CIM through a royal charter. And there are over 30,000 members worldwide and about 3,000 chartered marketers globally. So you can see that out of the 30,000 members, there are only 3,000 chartered marketers, right? Because most of the students, what they do is once they complete their qualification, they just forget about CIM. But there are various other opportunities where you can upgrade your membership, plus you can get this recognition of being a chartered marketer. But only 3,000 of those 30,000 have used that opportunity. So that's something for you to think about once you complete the qualification, how best you can maintain your membership categories and maintain this chartered marketer status is something that I want you to think even before starting CIM, right? That's going to be the future where you can actually pursue CIM to the different other opportunities that are available. So I took this off a CIM presentation out of various studies that they have done. The CIM qualification benefits. They have listed down 5 main benefits. One is after university degrees, CIM qualifications are the most sought after by employers. Then number 2, over 75% of CIM graduates would strongly recommend a CIM qualification to another marketer. So you can see how like-minded people think, how another chief marketing officer would look at CIM qualified individuals, right? Then 35% of marketing leaders have a CIM qualification, the most common after university degree, which is about 46%. 60% of CIM graduates are more respected at work or given more responsibility, and nearly half of all CIM graduates get promoted or receive a pay rise within 12 months of graduating. These were done through surveys of CIM alumni surveys that they conduct every year. So these are the recent results that they have got. So I would say don't have a myth that just because you have this qualification, you can get promoted, right? It's how you use this qualification to maximize those opportunities and take maximum advantage out of those opportunities. How do you apply the knowledge that you gain in the classroom? How do you apply it in your workplace, right? So that's how you get these promotions. That's how you get these pay rises. So the people who actually use this qualification to their professional development as well as the organization's development gets recognized. That's as simple as that, right? So what I'm trying to take you through right now is what you will be learning. So the earlier slides were mainly on the why, the purpose, right? Give me 5 more minutes, I'll be done. It's 3:10 now. So these are some of the key challenges. So out of all the challenges that we have as marketers, when we face various challenges currently, I've picked the 3 most important challenges out of the CIM report. One is MarTech, AI, and data, right? So how do you use data? How do you use various marketing technologies, artificial intelligence, and big data, and so on, for the betterment of our organizations. So we have all these technologies out there, but we have to know how to use data. We need to know how to commercialize artificial intelligence, for an example, right? I don't know whether some of you might be watching on Netflix. There's a series called Black Mirror, right? Which talks about possibilities in the future, how virtual reality is a possibility in the future, how people are going to spend more time in virtual spaces, um, um, doing various things. And it talks about the future of marketing. It talks about the future of business and our planet's existence, for an example. So this is a key challenge that marketers need to face. How do you use these technologies, commercialize them, and satisfy needs better, right? So what you will be learning at CIM is this, right? I will talk about various modules such as digital optimization, planning campaigns, digital marketing techniques. These are subjects that you will be learning in level 4 and level 6, which will equip you with the knowledge that is required for these challenges. So this is something that you will be learning at CIM. Purpose and responsible marketing, another trend. And this is to be seen by more than millennials, I would say the Gen Zs who are stepping into the workforce right now. They're demanding organizations to be more purpose-driven. They demand organizations to be more responsible, right? So this is a challenge that you and I are going to face in our workplaces in the near future. So this is an area that you will be learning at CIM, right? How do you do marketing activities in a more sustainable manner, and how sustainability becomes a key competitive advantage for many organizations? How do you rethink the approach? How do you become a champion of the circular economy? Now, companies like, I don't want to mention names, let's say the famous beverage company, right? Can be the largest polluter of our environment. Have they looked at the circular economy? Have they looked at bringing those bottles, those used plastic bottles back into the manufacturing process? Should they be looking at it? Should the marketers look at this overconsumption, environmental damage that we have caused? So these are areas that we will be learning at CIM, right, under sustainability. Then, of course, this is more relevant to us, marketing's role in economic recovery. We saw Sri Lanka through a very bad economic climate, the worst economic downturn in our history. And what is the marketer's role in economic recovery? How can marketers think like entrepreneurs, and how can they bring in this change for our country? And globally, of course, globally also, we are seeing an economic recession. Countries like US and many European markets are going through a recession. So what is the marketer's role in this economic recovery process? So these are few challenges that I wanted to show you, which will be addressed by the lecturers in their respective modules, and you will be equipped with knowledge as to how to address these challenges, right? So we covered the why part and we covered the what part. Finally, we are coming to the how part. How do I, as a lecturer, how do I expect you to complete this qualification? So there are many CIM resources. Again, I took this off the CIM recent study that they have done with students. So students have said assessment submission guidance given by CIM, guide to Harvard referencing, reading lists, assessment guidance, module guides, hints and tips for assignment writing. These have become so helpful for these students. So how I want you to approach this qualification is by using all these resources that are available with CIM. Once you register with CIM, they will give you access to My CIM, right? My CIM is their portal. You can get into My CIM and access all the material, the publications, the ebooks, the senior examiner reports, audio PowerPoints, ebooks, right? All these can be downloaded off the web, right? You have access to all these material. So very few students actually use these materials. So it's important that you register, have access to CIM, my CIM portal, and access all these resources, right? And there are others who have not used those resources, and the most resources are EBSCO. EBSCO again contains a lot of articles, published research papers, senior examiner reports, marketing experts, audio PowerPoints. Those have not been used by members, studying members. So it's very unfortunate. All these resources are there. With a click of a button, you can download all these resources, but unfortunately, students don't use them. So if you guys register, make sure that you get access to my CIM and have access to all these material. So this is my concluding slide. Again, the conclusion is about how I want you to approach this. Be an active learner, participate in discussions, engage in group work. These are very important points, right? We see in classrooms students who are quiet, they don't share their experiences, they don't get involved in group discussions. But if you're a marketer, you should be able to participate in these conversations and actively engage. That's number one. Be an active learner. Then number two, grow your network. I think both the speakers earlier spoke about this. Your network is your net worth, right? How valuable you are as a person. Of course, your knowledge is important, but at the same time, it's about how you network with others. So please make sure that you network with other students, as well as get involved, engage with the student body, engage with Ravi spoke about events that Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing is organizing. Engage with those events as well as the student body. Use CIM study resources. I discussed this earlier. So make sure that you optimize all these resources that are available. Stick to the deadlines. I can have a separate session on this. As a lecturer, I think one of the biggest things that I would expect from you is when a deadline is given to submit your work and get our feedback, you need to stick to those deadlines given by the lecturer so that it makes life easier for the lecturer as well as a student. You have a very interactive a panel of lecturers who are very supportive, who would go that extra mile to do some hand holding and help you, but you need to stick to deadlines. Finally, have fun. Don't take stress. This is a very fun subject, right? Marketing is something that you witness every day in TV commercials to hoardings to everything. So have fun while you do it. I can remember as a studying member, we organized events, we did musical shows, we did dinner dances, talent shows, and so on when I was a studying member. So we had a lot of fun. Consider this as a university and, get to know people and have fun while you're studying. So that's my little presentation. I've exceeded, I think, about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm sorry about that. All wishing you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Damita Patirana, for your valuable, thoughtful information that you have shared with our students. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the program brief. So, I would warmly welcome to give a program brief Ms. Raini, the Senior Executive of Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, to give the program brief. Over to you, Raini.
Thank you, Dasun. First, very good evening to you all. I warmly welcome you all for CIM Open Day at SLIM on behalf of SLIM Business School. So first, I'll introduce myself again. This is Raini De Silva, Senior Executive, SLIM Business School. So why I am here today? I'm here today to give you a brief introduction about CIM qualification. First, I should ask a question from you. Why select CIM at SLIM? Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing is the national body for marketing in Sri Lanka. So as the longest standing accredited study center for CIM in Sri Lanka, we have a well-experienced lecture panel who delivered best results in each session. So you also can get best learning experience in CIM guidance by paying individual attention to all of our students while providing exam tips in our lectures. So as a SLIM student, you will be able to get exposure at national level events which are organized by SLIM, and also you can join with SLIM Student Association activities. Now we are going to move into qualification overview. So you can see 3 levels in CIM qualification. The duration of each stage will be 6 months. So the 3 levels are certificate level, diploma level, and postgraduate diploma level. CIM level 4 will be the certificate level. You can see 2 certificate programs in CIM level 4. Certificate in Professional Marketing and Certificate in Professional Digital Marketing. When it comes to CIM level 6, the diploma stage, we have 2 diplomas there. They are Diploma in Professional Marketing and Diploma in Professional Digital Marketing. CIM level 7, the postgraduate diploma in Professional Marketing will be the final stage. Now we have moved into CIM level 4. So yes, now we have moved into CIM level 4. CIM level 4 is a certificate in professional marketing and certificate in professional digital marketing. The mandated modules in CIM level 4 will be applied marketing, planning campaign, and the elective modules will be customer insights and digital marketing. If you are a fresher to marketing industry, you can continue CIM level 4 with certificate in professional marketing by selecting customer insights with the mandated 2 modules, applied marketing and planning campaign. So if you are interested in digital marketing area, you can select certificate in professional digital marketing by selecting the elective module digital marketing techniques with the mandatory 2 modules, applied marketing and planning campaign. Now let's move into CIM level 6, the diploma in professional marketing and the diploma in professional digital marketing. If you are a student who completed a diploma qualification within enough marketing content, you will be eligible for CIM level 6. If you have started your career in marketing industry, you can start from diploma in professional marketing. So under the diploma in professional marketing, you have 2 mandatory modules. The 2 mandatory modules will be marketing and digital strategy and innovation in marketing. The elective modules will be the digital customer experience, managing brands, and resource management. You have to select one of the elective modules to continue with 2 mandatory modules for completing diploma in professional marketing. If you are interested about digital marketing area, or if you are already in digital marketing industry, you can get a specialized knowledge in digital marketing diploma. So you have 3 core modules in diploma in professional digital marketing. So the core modules will be marketing and digital strategy, digital optimization, and the digital customer experience. Now we are going to move into the CIM level 7, the postgraduate diploma in professional marketing. If you are a student who completed CIM level 6 or a bachelor's degree specialized in marketing, MBA or above qualification within enough marketing content, you will be eligible for CIM level 7. So you can see 3 core modules in CIM level 7. The 3 core modules are global marketing decisions, corporate digital communications, and creating entrepreneurial change. The assessment method of CIM level 7 will be assignment based. So you have 3 individual assignments to complete. Now I'll provide you brief introduction about payment details. So let's move into the SLIM payments first. SLIM registration will be 3,000 and registration payment will be valid for 6 months. When it comes to coaching payments, the coaching payment per module for level 4 will be 8,500. For level 6, the coaching payment per module will be 9,000 and the coaching payment for level 7 will be 12,000. Now we are going to move into CIM payments. CIM registration payment will be 65 GBP. This registration will be valid for 12 calendar months. When it comes to assessment payments of CIM, the payment per assessment in CIM level 4 will be 130 GBP. In level 6, it will be 150 GBP. And the payment per assessment in CIM level 7 will be 170 GBP. It's all about class commencement. You can see two batches in CIM level 4 at SLIM. So the class commencement for CIM level 4 weekday batch will be on 24th of July and the class commencement of CIM weekend batch will be on 29th of July. Once again, the class commencement for CIM level 4 weekday batch will be on 24th of July and the class commencement for CIM level 4 weekend batch will be on 29th of July. When it comes to CIM level 6 and 7, the level 6 and 7 class commencement will be on 29th of July and the classes will conduct on weekends. Now we have moved to the learning methods. The learning method for CIM level 4 weekday batch will be on-site through the physical classes and the learning method for CIM level 4 weekend batch will be blended. So you can see both on-site and online classes there. As a method, CIM level 4 weekend batch, the learning method for CIM level 6 and 7 will be blended. This is the lecture schedule for NEET Intake, December 2023. So you will get this main lecture schedule at the program enrollment. So we have included the module details, class commencement details, class commencement dates, and the deadlines for registrations, assignment booking, assignment submission with the dates for releasing the results, and get digital badges in this schedule. The module-wise lecture schedule will be shared with students after the class commencement. This is our information guidebook. So you will get the electronic copy of this book after the enrollment. So we have included module details, deadlines of the program within the instructions to get CIM UK registration and for booking assessment step by step. It's all about study materials. So students will get a complimentary book for each stage from SLIM. So once they completed coaching payments at least for 2 modules, they can get this book free of charge. Their UK registration deadline will be on 27th of October 2023, and all students must have an active CIM student membership when booking and sitting for the exams. And also you can get your registration at CIM through www.cim.co.uk. The CIM UK assessment booking deadline will be on the CIM assessment booking deadline will be on 27th of October as the registration deadline of CIM. You have access for MyCIM portal. You have to book your assessments through the MyCIM portal once you got the CIM membership after the registration. It's all about assignment submission. The assignment submission deadline will be on 24th of November. So all students are requested to submit their assignments to CIM UK assignment submission platform, Calibrand, before the given deadline. And at the same time, the students are requested to email their final assignment to CIM qualification@slim.lk. It's about CIM level 4 applied marketing module. So for the applied marketing module, The exam for the applied marketing module will be held in December 2023. So the date to be confirmed, you will get the confirmed date in the future. Yes, now we have moved into the gradings of CIM qualification. So this will be the gradings in CIM qualification. So the students who achieved below marks will achieve passes as below. Let's move into grades for certificate and diploma levels first. Students who achieved 70 and above marks will be awarded a distinction, and students who achieved 60 to 69 marks will be awarded a merit. Students who achieved 50 to 59 marks will be awarded a pass. Students who got 49 and below marks will be graded as a failure, and students with 0 marks will be considered as null and void candidates. Now let's move into the gradings of professional postgraduate diploma. So the students who achieved 70 and above marks will be awarded distinctions, which is considered as A grade. Students who achieved 60 to 69 marks will be awarded a credit pass, which will be considered as a B grade. And students who achieved 50 to 59 marks will be awarded a pass, which will be considered as a C grade. And students with 45 to 49 marks will be graded with a D pass under marginal failure, and the students who got 30 to 44 marks will be graded a E grade pass, which comes under the failure category. The students who got 30 to 39 marks will be graded with F grade under poor failure, and the students who got 0 marks will be considered as null and void candidates. The results of your exams will be released on 9th of February for the intake December 2023. And the digital batches will be sent to the students on 22nd of March in 2024. The main communication method will be emails. So you will get all the communications related to CIM program at SLIM via emails. Again, it's all about me. So if you have any clarification, you can contact me on 070-364-5533 and email me rainy.s@slim.lk. I will repeat again. You can contact me on 070-3645-533 and email me rainy.s@slim.lk. Also, you can contact CIM UK customer service on 440-1628-42710. Sorry, I'll repeat again. You can contact customer service of CIM UK through 440-1628-42710. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and thanks again for joining with us for CIM Open Day at SLIM Business School. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Raini De Silva, for your great introduction and the brief about the CIM program. So I believe this time gave us an abundance of opportunity to learn why we need to become a professional marketer, specially qualified from the CIM, and what are the benefits and values that you all can grab throughout this Chartered Institute of Marketing, CIM. So thank you all of you again. So Mr. Ravi Opatha, Mr. Sanjika Perera, Mr. Damita Patirana, Ms. Raini, and guest of honors. Thank you for joining with the CIM Open Day webinar. Have a good day.